Huh, that's fascinating. Now, when I ran to be mayor, I had a big bus called a battle bus, and I drove it around. I went 5,000 miles in the city of London. I went to every borough twice. I put out videos about my policies. I tried to do live meetups, but they closed most of them down. What else did I didn't get invited to debates by the BBC, even though I was number two in the bookies. How does my campaign look like different than, say, one of yours, or maybe the future of DAOs, where people run for council? Because maybe that's obviously overdoing it in a system of country politics, but I guess there has to be some type of expression of vision and campaigning of some sort, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we see people, recently we doubled the stipends that we pay, right? Because we found that we weren't getting as many candidates as we wanted, right? And so a member of one of the councils now makes around about 150 to 200,000 USD a year. Okay. So it's a meaningful amount of money. They get paid in tokens, and depending on the price of the token on any given day, I think the average is around about 200 grand. So it's not an insignificant amount of money. And so I think what that's done is created a lot more pressure for really credible candidates to step up and run for these councils, because we have several. We've got a Treasury Council that manages the Treasury. We've got a Grants Council that manages public goods. We've got the Spartan Council, which manages protocol decisions. So we need credible people and qualified people in all of these roles. The interesting thing is that this last election was probably the most contentious and contested. And we actually had really close voting, and people were really, kind of campaigning and trying to get voted on. And I think that was due to the fact that the kind of reward had been doubled, and people saw it as a very, good position to be in if they could get elected to one of these councils. And so, yeah, I think we will see, as the value of participating in governance in these decentralized organizations increases, we will see more and more people stepping up and getting more sophisticated and professional about how they communicate their policies and positions and governance style. The interesting thing is that all of this is done within Discord. So thankfully, no one has to run around the countryside in a bus.
Not yet.
They can literally not yet. You go into Discord and you talk to people in Discord, and we have voice channels where there are debates and things like that happen. But it's all done kind of through this Discord process as opposed to in real life.
That's fascinating, Kain. Did you ever think you'd be in politics?
I know, right? Yeah, honestly, I think when I was elected to the council the first time, a couple of my friends were like, well, this is kind of inevitable that you're going to end up here on some level. So, yeah.
It's fascinating. I'm just having flashbacks to our campaign, because what we did is we targeted YouTubers in London. We had 9 million citizens in London, and we found we could probably access the 6 million of them via YouTube. And obviously, we've had a YouTube channel for 10 years. We had 2 million subscribers. And so we would pump in my campaign videos to targeted audiences, and just so they would become aware of us and get them onto the website. And so it'd be very interesting to see how this plays out in blockchain governance. When I first started looking into this space, I thought, wow, it's one.
I'm kind of curious, did you run on Did you run a pro crypto campaign at all? Was that part of the campaign?
So just quick history. It was April 2020 when I was in the studio broadcasting live on YouTube. It was the second largest live stream broadcast in the world. We had 65,000 concurrent viewers. The largest was Trump's coronavirus briefing that night. And about an hour after my episode, YouTube deleted and banned that episode. So we went into this really public fight for freedom of speech, digital freedom of speech, as I was banned by Dropbox and PayPal and all these other things for having conversations in this studio about what was happening at the time. Let me just say that. So we got into a real digital freedom of speech battle. And towards the end of that year, I thought, I'm having conversations about freedom of speech and lockdown, and the mayor of this city isn't doing anything about it. So that's why we ran. It wasn't until the end of that election that I decided to go kind of deeper and back into crypto and DeFi, even though we've been talking to Andreas and Max. If I had been a little bit deeper into crypto at the time, I'm sure it would have been part of that message. And I'm sure what we did in 2020 is we created our own platform called the Digital Freedom Platform, and we got one of the streamers from the Super Bowl, and we streamed our own video because YouTube wouldn't do it. But again, we had to crowdfund that because I wasn't that in touch in crypto. Could we have done it in May 2020, possibly. You probably could have, but I wasn't as in touch with this community. So great questions, Kain. If I ran now, well, obviously crypto would be a huge part of the platform. Not sure that I will.
And I think it would be powerful. It would be very powerful, I would imagine. I mean, you've seen this happen, with pro crypto candidates in Miami and, New York. I think it's becoming a very powerful, plank in a platform.